Hey guys, welcome back. Together we're doing the last entry of the Investigator series. And this one is called Investigator and the Case of the Unconventional Weapon. So I looked at the dates for each of the game entries in the series, and I realized that I've actually been playing this in like the reverse order. So this is actually the first in the trilogy, and followed by the red herring and then the Chekhov's gun. So yeah, well, it's too late anyway. So yeah, so we're playing the first game technically chronologically of the Investigator series. Alright, let's start. I'm sure glad you're here, Investigator, but I don't know if we needed you tonight. Seems like a pretty open and shut case to me. Here, I'll put the details in your case file. See if you agree. McGuffin the Puffin. Male. Early 20s. Found floating face down in his bathtub with his skull crushed. Ooh. Background check didn't come up with anything besides a few speeding tickets. Pretty blameless guy by all accounts. He worked part-time at a local Pan Out Express. Okay. Open and shut cases are often the most deceptive of all, Bobby Cat. Like, it doesn't look like a suicide because his head is smashed, but okay. By the way, who's that with you? Ah, allow me to introduce my latest sidekick. His name is the Vanilla Chinchilla. I'm not your sidekick, Investigator. You know I'm only shadowing you for that internship credits. Wow. Please allow my sidekick and I to inspect the crime scene, Bobby Cat. Right you are, sir. Wow, that is pretty grim looking. Looks like you missed something, Bobby Cat. Take a look at these bruises around the victim's neck. Strangulation marks. The formation of the prints indicate claws. Okay. What? Well, that doesn't prove me wrong. McGuffin could have been strangled afterwards. Either way, this is one stone cold killer we're dealing with here. Okay. Bobby Cat, take a look at this. Feathers? So what? He's a puffin. Puffins have feathers. I know your night vision is better than your color vision, but puffins are black and white, and these are brown feathers. R. Soaked feathers. Two feathers not matching the victim's coloration were found in the bathtub water. Okay. A toilet tank lid? Well, I certainly give them credit for an unconventional weapon. Those things weigh a ton. Okay, now I get the reference in the second game. Okay. The murder weapon. Cracked with the blood of the victim on it. We'll send the body off for a forensic autopsy once you're done examining, but it looks to me like the cause of death was repeated blunt trauma to multiple areas on the head. The weapon of choice indicates a crime of passion, rather than a premeditated murder. Just one hit would have been enough, meaning whoever did this had a real vendetta. Crimes like these, it's always one person. The husband or wife. See, even your intern knows, Investigator. In this case, of course, it's a girlfriend. All the same, Bobby Cat, I think I'll keep an open mind. I've got a sinking feeling about this sink. Ew, I'm not looking in there for clues. A successful detective never shies away from the search for evidence. In this case, however, anything pertinent has long since gone down the drain. It doesn't look like there's anything else to look at. Okay, sure done. Maybe we should sniff around. Okay, yeah, we just have more clues. Okay. Okay, strangled and beaten to death? Not a nice way to go. Is there anything else? Oh, that? This is on? This is odd. Bits of quills floating in the toilet tank. Well, better collect it just in case. Broken quills. Pieces of quills were found within the open toilet tank. Now, I think we're good. Okay, all done? I've gathered the suspects down in the living room for questioning. Yeah, let's go. Neighbors confirmed that no one's been in and out of the house since 6 p.m. the previous night. So the murderer has to be one of his roommates or his live-in girlfriend. Well, you know what they say about keeping your friends close and your enemies closer. Okay, let's talk to you. Let's talk to the girlfriend first. The Brody Coyote. Ah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Please calm down, miss. I'm sorry. I know everyone's blaming me, but I swear, I didn't do it. I was the one who called the police. Why would I do that if I were the killer? That's a good question. Miss, can you describe your movements this afternoon and evening? Well, McGuffin was feeling poorly, so we stayed in bed watching Netflix together all afternoon. They kind of changed Netflix later, but at around 7, he said he was going to go have a bath. When he wasn't back in bed by 9, I went to go check on him. That's when I found him dead in the bathtub. I screamed and called the police immediately. Thank you, miss. You've been very helpful. Huh. Hope you feel better soon. The stricken chicken. This is just terrible. A horrible tragedy. Look at his dead eye. You were close with the victim? Yeah, I've known McGuffin the Puffin since I was 16. We two pre-calc in high school together, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me why anyone might have wanted to kill McGuffin? Yeah, I can tell you why. I think it was that good-for-nothing girlfriend of his, to be honest. I mean, she isn't even employed, just a total bum. That's not a reason for her to be a killer. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. Maybe grief is clouding my judgment and all. I just think she's a real shady character. I know I heard the two of them fighting lately. Can you tell me where you were all day, and if you heard any noise coming from the bathroom at any point? Yeah, of course, man. I have a final next week, so I was in my room studying until I went straight to bed at 8 p.m. I didn't hear a thing all day. Thank you for your help. That's all for now, thanks. Who is this? The borderline porcupine. Alright, listen up, you chumps. I'll tell you this just once, since it's obvious you couldn't pour water out of the boot if the instructions were written on the heel. It was that minx, Brody. She's a coyote, not a minx. Shut up, I saw her. That stupid tramp did it. I saw her run crying from the bathroom earlier that evening. The only pity is she didn't off herself with that backstabbing jerk McGuffin at the same time. I get the feeling there's some history between you three. History? There's history, alright. That cheating broad. As for McGuffin, well, I sure thought we used to be friends. The son of a... I'm going to stop you right there for the sake of this game's E for everyone rating. Please tell us what you were doing all day. Doing all today. All day, Mr. Porcupine. Whoa, hold on a second here. I want a lawyer. I know my rights. I plead the fifth. Am I under arrest? I don't think we're going to get anything useful from him. Goodbye. Hello, Mr. Yak. I like his monocle. The pack yak, that's me. Could you describe your relationship with the victim? To tell you the truth, it was non-existent. I just moved in here like a month ago. I found the room on Craigslist. Ooh, Craigslist. Popping up again. I bet you're really regretting answering that ad now. Yeah, I'm gonna see about breaking the lease tomorrow. My mother always told me not to share a house with murderers. What an oddly specific lesson. Could you tell me if you heard anything between the hours of 3 p.m. and 9 p.m.? Well, let's see. I had dinner in the living room at 5. Around 7, I headed to bed. That's when I saw McGuffin in the hallway, walking towards the bathroom and said hello. My mother taught me to be polite, you see. By 9, I was in bed, reading 50 Shades of Hay, when I heard the most blood-curdling scream from the bathroom. I rushed out to find Brody on the phone with the police. That's very helpful. Thank you very much, Mr. Yak. You have a nice day now. Not quite as open and shut as you thought, eh, Bobby Cat? Something's a bit off, it's true. Plus that borderline porcupine is starting to look mighty suspicious. A jilted lover who kills the interloper and frames it on the wayward mistress. Yeah, I like it. Bobby Cat, you worry me sometimes. And that chicken's testimonial felt real forced, as if he just went into total denial mode. Odd that he never claimed to hear Brody scream, huh? Oh boy, and what crackpot theory do you have about the pack yak? Nah, that look seems pretty alright. In any case, I would now like to investigate the area for further evidence. Alright. It's a really old picture of the borderline porcupine and the Brody coyote. Aw, they're holding hands. I guess they used to be pretty serious. The heart is a fickle mistress indeed. Any clues here? Oh, okay. What's this? It's written by the deceased. Dear Brody the Coyote, it pains me to do this, but here are 99 reasons why I need to break up with you. Wow, this is scorching hot. Goodbye, the Vanilla Chinchilla. I'll take that for evidence. A good eye. Okay, not goodbye. Why am I'm already killing him off and he's not. I mean, he doesn't show up later, so I'm assuming he dies in this too. This notice is addressed to McGuffin. Dear McGuffin, despite our longtime status as friends, I am at the end of my rope. I really need that 15K that you borrowed from me several years ago. I have included a detailed invoice and interest rate below. Wow. Huh, it's from the stricken chicken. A good life lesson. Never mix friendship and money. Yeah, let's talk to the chicken then. What's your final next week about? Oh, underwater cannot pronounce it. Mineralogy. Oh, I love collecting rocks. Are these your feathers? Where did you get those? Well, you know, I've been molting lately, and my feathers just keep getting everywhere. Brody keeps complaining that they're clogging the drains. Thank you, Mr. Chicken. In your statement, why didn't you claim to hear Brody scream? I must have just forgotten, that's all. Now that I think about it, I do remember her screaming. Can I change my statement? It's too late. It's written down forever in my notebook now. I always forget to bring in an eraser. Can you explain this collections notice? Hey, you can't just paw through people's stuff. Actually, legally, we absolutely can, sir. Alright. I'll confess. Things between McGuffin the Puffin and I have been a bit tense lately. I loved him like a brother, but he was terrible with money. Plus, he was letting Brody the Coyote stay totally rent-free in his room. That's just, that's not cool. I'll be seeing you. Sniff sniff. Boo-hoo. How are you holding up? It feels like my heart's breaking into a million pieces. I want to crawl into bed and listen to Linkin Park for a year. Why does the borderline porcupine hate you so much? Well, we used to date. Yes, I managed to deduce that. We just weren't working out, so I broke up with him. I guess he was more hung up on me than I thought though, cause he went totally crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have moved in and started seeing his roommate. It's really not the best idea I've ever heard. Did you know about this breakup letter? Where did you find that? In a rubbish bin? Well, that's where it belongs, clearly. My McGuffin would never break up with me. Ever. The very idea. How dare you? Besides, would a dame as good looking as me get broken up with? I think not. I am the one who breaks up with others. Take care, miss. Care to give your statement yet? How about now? Nice weather we've been having lately. Alright, I get the hint. Do you know the stricken chicken? We knew each other through McGuffin, but we weren't really friends or anything. He seemed kinda stuffy. And that's all you're getting out of me, Copper. Why did you and Bloodied Coyote separate? That scurvy tart. Please, Mr. Porcupine, just the facts. Facts? There's nothing remotely factual or logical about that woman's heart. She left me saying she met someone else. Little did I know it was for a man who I used to once call a brother. She also told me I shouted too much. Me! I think I've gone slightly deaf in my left ear. Goodbye. Ah, hello, officers. I'm afraid you'll find the house empty of helpful clues pertaining to me. As an apology, might I offer you a glass of water instead? Well, you may be right, Mr. Yak. You'll understand that we have to look anyway. Of course, of course. I'll take a sip of that water, though. The Vanilla Chinchilla. Stop using the clues folder to store your stuff. Hey, got the water. What's your impression of your roommates in the short time you've known them? I find the borderline porcupine to be quite objectionable. He picks arguments at the drop of a hat. I avoid all discourse with him. The throaty coyote I can converse with civilly. However, we have very little in common, and I have always been a bit of a gruff bachelor. I have no real impression of the stricken chicken or the late McGuffin the Puffin. They were both retiring fellows and kept to themselves, as my mother always says gentlemen should. Thank you, Mr. Yak. So, where are you thinking of moving to next? I'm thinking of checking out a micro apartment or a tiny house. They're all the rage lately. I hate to break it to you, but you might not be able to fit into one. You have a nice day now. Uh-oh. Investigator! Yes? The autopsy and the background checks have just come back. They check out, except for two. The throaty coyote has some charges for petty theft and shoplifting. And the other? The other is, I can't believe this, the pack yak has been previously arrested on suspicion of murdering a series of roommates. What? Yes, although he was acquitted. And the autopsy? The cause of death is listed as strangulation instead of blunt force trauma. So you were on the money there. But look, this is just the strangest thing. The toxicology report indicates his blood was full of poison. Huh. Thank you, Bobbycat. That unfortunately confirms my suspicions. Please gather everyone. It's almost time for the part where I over-dramatically point my finger at the killer. Okay, let's think a bit. So he was poisoned, strangled, drowned, and bludgeoned, I guess. But the cause of death is strangulation. We have feathers from the chicken, quills from the porcupine, and the victim wanted to break up with the coyote. So, I mean, the pack yak has been interesting. Is this the everyone did it thing, or yeah, let's just do it. I've called you all here for a very important reason. This is the part where I over-dramatically point my finger at the killer. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. I'm telling you, it was her. The Vanilla Chinchilla. I'm going to give you a chance to show off all you've learned. Who was the dastardly murderer? The murderer is... I'm gonna say that Yak. Because of that whole... I guess this is kind of like the power of like hindsight. But the second game says something about like Crow's list being like really bad for murders and stuff. Oh, okay. Nearly right, the Vanilla Chinchilla. In fact, however, it was all of them. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. What? Little did you know, no. Each of you independently conspired to murder McGuffin the Puffin. The first was the pack yak, otherwise known as the serial killer, the ricin bison. Oh, okay, ricin, so as in like the poison, I guess. The ricin bison poisoned McGuffin much earlier that day. As a result, McGuffin fell unconscious in his bath. The second killer was Frody Coyote. After McGuffin left for his bath, you went snooping and found the breakup letter in his room. Consumed by rage, you stormed into the bathroom and strangled him where he lay. In his weakened state, he could hardly put up a fight. No. The third was the stricken chicken. You walked in on the carnage after Frody had fled. McGuffin was still barely alive at that point. You could have saved him. Instead, you coldly condemned him to his fate by holding his head underwater. Baka. As for you, the borderline porcupine, come at me, bro. I ain't scared. Upon finding McGuffin passed out in the shower, you remembered having seen Frody run crying from the bathroom. Evilly, you decided to frame her for the crime, bashing the victim's head into a pulp. However, you failed to notice McGuffin was already dead. Your act was the most brutal, yet the most impotent. Well. I must admit, investigator, I'm impressed. Your powers of deduction are extraordinary. Why, thank you. Before you take us away, it's my turn to ask you one last question. Well, I guess the porcupine didn't really do it because he was tampering with the body. He didn't actually kill McGuffin. Why would I only poison McGuffin when I could poison the entire house? What? No, I'll kill you. Oh no, investigator, I don't feel so good. The Vanilla Chinchilla, the glass of water. No. Men, apprehend the ricin bison. Investigator, I'm calling in an ambulance. It's too late. You're a real scumbag, Bison. I'll see you locked up for life for this. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Take him away, boys. Poor Vanilla Chinchilla. I won't be sorry to be done with this case, Bobby Cat. That entire household was real toxic. I guess they all died too because they all drank water. And that's it. The Vanilla Chinchilla. He did it for the internship credits. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess this was inspired by Agatha Christie, so I guess like they all did it kind of trope was not like out of the left field, but I don't know. Like it wasn't really a mystery. Like there was, like you can't really deduce that all of them did it. You kind of could, but like it's not very obvious that like, I don't know, like it just seems too convenient is what I'm saying. So yeah, in terms of a mystery, I think the very first or like the last entry of the trilogy with Chekhov's gun is probably my favorite because it had a real killer that you could deduce using the clues that were available. This one's also pretty decent as there were clues pointing that shows why there was a motive for each of them. And my least favorite would be the red herring, as in the whole game was just a red herring essentially, and you could not solve the mystery. And yeah, so and as for the sidekicks, yeah, the duck is my favorite. Like, he just was, yeah, he was very charming. And I would say Chinchilla was alright. Like, he was there just for like internship credits. I guess that was like his whole thing. And he is really cute, so I kept to give him props for that. And the last one would be the llama. Like, he was useful, but like not particularly like memorable, I guess. Like, he did the autopsy and stuff, but like the police could have done that too. So there wasn't like a need for him to be there, besides just to like have a reason for like that mastermind at the end or impersonator to show up and like steal his med kit. And yeah, so that was it. That was the end of the Investigator series. I hope you enjoyed, and click like and subscribe if you would like to see more games like this in the future. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.